Hey, let's talk your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's time for another review. Whoop, whoop. So what I really liked about this show was how they presented it different than any other Spider-Man show you ever seen. You know, Peter got a lot of friends that he normally wouldn't have in, the comics or in another animated show. So let's just talk about some things that I liked as far as this, pretty much sticking out on its own in a good way compared to other animated series we've got. So one of his best friends is Nico Minoru, and she is part of the Runaways, which is really really cool because you never would have thought that. You never would have thought, hey, let's throw one of the Runaways in here. They're not super popular, but with the TV show that came out, people started to realize who they were. But now, she's just one of his best friends, which is really really cool because it's different. And that's what you want to stick out when you're making TV shows, when you're making movies. You want to be different than the others. You want to take some risk, and I think this paid off. Obviously they're gonna put Harry in there, and I like that they went a different direction as far as Harry's not some white guy. They went a different direction as far as the race and everything, and I'm okay with that. I am totally fine with that. It doesn't have to always be what they have in the comics. Do you give us something different? And they did. And I like that this Harry's like a YouTuber. He's like an influencer, social media influencer. So that's another thing that brings different. Usually Harry doesn't really bring much to the table. He's just some rich guy's son, but he's got some influence. And then we got Peter's friendship with Lonnie Lincoln. Eventually, Lonnie Lincoln turns into Tombstone. And I don't know if you saw the 90s animated series, the Spider-Man 90s animated series, but Tombstone was one of my favorites. I thought he was so cool. The guy who played his voice, it was always so deep, so he just kind of felt intimidating and menacing. But I like that they added this little wrinkle to it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil too much, but in the last episode, you start to see that Lonnie's changing. But, to see that at first Lonnie did have a good head on his shoulders and, was a great guy. And then, he just unfortunately went down the wrong path. It's cool that they put that inside the show. Last but not least, this is my favorite part. One of my favorite dynamics of the whole show is the relationship between Norman Osborn and Peter Parker. Peter doesn't have Tony Stark, even though they do mention a lot of the stuff that happened in the 616 universe in this universe. Obviously he's not being mentored by Tony Stark, he's being mentored by Norman Osborn. My thing is, are we going to be able to trust Norman Osborn in the future? So that's just something to think about. But I'm pretty sure we're going to find out soon in season 2, because obviously we're going to get one. So those are just some things that I really did enjoy from this first season of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I really hope they give us more than 2 seasons. I hope we get at least 5 or 6 seasons. That'd be great to see this whole universe play out and maybe one day get into the MCU. But for right now, it's cool being on its own. I want them to flush out this universe as much as possible. For season 1, I give season 1 a 9 out of 10. That intro is fire. Fire, fire, fire. So if you watch this show, tell me what your thoughts are on it. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you not like it? I don't know who wouldn't like the show. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you definitely gotta like this show. It's something different, and that's what I like. Something different. It's not the same that we've been getting over the years. So, and then at the end, the spoiler as well. I'm not gonna spoil that, but it's different, and I like it. So let's just leave it like that. All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.